When the original Dragonoid Ultra was released, we came across a little thing called core yeeting, which greatly reduced the potential of the Bakugan. However, soon after, a new form was released that fixed that. Nothing suspicious at all. This hyper form was given to most of the Dragonoid Ultras except for the Aurelus version, which arguably could have made it the best with its Titan evolution that has an effect that allows it to be considered all factions, which is good because it makes it immune to stop all non-flip cards. However, even with its Titan evolution these days, it wouldn't be anything special. However, with the release of the Fusion Force set, a cheeky little Bakugear called Dark Fire Defense was released that gives a Bakugan 99 damage. So maybe the combination of Titan Dragonoid Ultra's effect with Dark Fire Defense can give the Dragonoid Ultra line from Battle Planet a second wind. My name is Zionic Blader, and let's get on with the review. The Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra Starter Pack was released back in Wave 4. The cores included are the plus 1 damage Green Fist, which is laughable, the plus 50 plus 2 Green Fist, which is mediocre, the plus 5 damage Fire Fist, which is a joke considering there's a plus 6 Fire Fist, the plus 400 faction-specific shield core for Pyrus and Darkus, which is good, and 2 plus 600 magic shield cores, which again feels like a joke considering the best magic shield core is plus 650. The included cards are the 5-cost flip card Pyrus Dominance, which stops all non-Pyrus damage and destroys an energy card as well. It's a pretty cool effect with nice art, but not worth using for 5 energy. The second card included is the 1-cost action card Wither, which reduces damage by 3. I mean, if you're wanting to reduce stats for a Bakugan, I would use cards from Ventus, since if you wanted to reduce damage, they have a 0-cost action card called Toxify, which also reduces damage by 3, so using Wither isn't necessary. And the third card included is the 1-cost flip card Block Growth, which stops both Aquas and Ventus cards, which is a very situational card to use, but with the rise of Aquas and Ventus due to sync, is something to worth considering at the very least, but not really optimal. The first Bakugan we are going to take a look at is Pyrus Pegatrix Core, which doesn't have any special stats, but it comes with a magic shield, so at least that's good. It also has a 4-cost Hyper Evolution with a reroll ability and the stat line of 810. It's nothing special, and the damage rating is something we see in base form Bakugan now, so overall, Pyrus Pegatrix isn't very good. Darkus Mantonoid is another Bakugan with mediocre stats and has one of the worst core lineup combinations, that being Shield and Green Fist. It does have a 6-cost Titan evolution, but it just brings in a reroll effect and the stat line of 812, which for 6 to evolve isn't worth it. And now the main attraction, Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra. It has one of the best core lineups, that being Magic Shield and Fire Fist, and stats, while nothing good now, was considered back when it was released, which had this Bakugan having the makings of something special. However, many people had trouble with it due to its core flinging, though some brawlers have said they have been able to master its rolling to make sure it doesn't throw cores, but whatever ability they had wouldn't have allowed it to be able to compete with the likes of Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra, which released in Wave 6 and became one of the best Bakugan in the season, making it a top pick as an Aurelus Bakugan in a team. Though nowadays, with other factions having Bakugan hitting the same numbers as Aurelus Dragonoid, but with the added bonus of actually having a card pool that comes with them, the Aurelus faction has seen something of a dry spell lately, with really only a couple decks still using Aurelus, mainly the Aurelus Trox deck. However, as I said prior, the Fusion Force line brought us a new gear that gives the Bakugan 99 damage. The combination of a game-ending damage count and an effect that makes Titan Dragonoid immune to the best flip stop, that being Pact of Darkus, gives Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra some sort of second wind. The whole core flinging thing goes from a curse to a blessing. Having no core also makes Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra immune to flip cards that stop based on the core a Bakugan is holding, like with Confuse. However, since Titan Dragonoid Ultra is considered all factions, that does mean it can get stopped by those cheap and free flips that list the factions that they stop. However, from my experience, those aren't used as often as flips like Pact of Darkus. So what Bakugan should you pair with Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra? Well, obviously, they should be Pyrus and Darkus because of Dark Fire defense, and with Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra's mediocre base stats, I would recommend beefy Bakugan like Darkus Ramparian Ultra and the $70 Ultima Dragonoid. Or you can go with Pyrus Dragonoid Ultra from Bakugan Armored Alliance because it still has a respectable 1300 B power. Now, while this does seem like a deadly deck, what hurts it is how fast other decks are now. You have decks that have strong Bakugan right out of the gate and can power them up cheaply or even for free. The thing with the Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra Dark Fire defense deck is that it needs too many things to happen for it to reach its win condition. That being the 4-cost Titan Dragonoid Evolution, the 7-cost Darkfire Defense, which I'll be fair, it can be cheaper with gear reduction cores, but the reductions don't stack, so it will still be pretty expensive. And on top of that, you will need to play a Might or Mac card to have a better chance at winning the brawl, so even with Pyrus's momentary energy cards, this deck is a bit too slow to compete with the top decks like Sync. So how about a team with all of these Bakugan together? Well, since it does come with a Pyrus and Darkus Bakugan, you can just make a worse version of the Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra Darkfire Defense deck. Overall, the release of Darkfire Defense gives Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra a second wind in the spotlight, however small that spotlight may be, though it is limited due to how much is required to get the win condition off in a format where more and more Bakugan are strong right out of the gate and cards can be played for free. Nonetheless, it's still something fun to play around with, but Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra isn't a must-have. Well, this has been Zeonic Blader with my review on the Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra Starter Pack. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to hit the like button. Or don't, I'm not the boss of you, but be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updated whenever I upload. Until next time, see ya.